so that it's decentralized, immutable, trusted, or I should say trustless because it doesn't require trust. It's seeming more probable. It's not if, it's just when. What's up guys, Cage here with another cryptocurrency update. First things first, before diving into some HBAR news, some massive XRP news, I wanted to cover API 3. So I just got this notification from Masari, and we can see on Coinbase Custody, a huge custody provider for many massive groups, such as billion-dollar companies like iTrustCapital, linked in the YouTube video description. We can see that API 3 today on St. Paddy's Day has finally been approved on Coinbase Custody for deposits and withdrawals. All right, next up. We can see American Express has filed trademark applications for the metaverse and NFT logos. There's going to be more companies to follow, and keep in mind that we did hear that Instagram is building out NFTs for the platform. Ripple just recently put out this report, and a big thing I want to emphasize is this will be a multi-chain future. It will not just be one crypto asset. Just like there's many companies that solve a variety of problems today, there's going to be many different crypto assets, whether that be XRP and XLM for some payment aspects for cross-border payments, whether it be for QNT for interoperability. There's going to be more than one, per Sam Bankman-Fried, one of the wealthiest men in all of crypto, that eclipses the CEO of JP Morgan Chase. He said, yes, I believe there's going to be a couple dozen chains in the future. Now, Dan Moorhead, of course, believes that XRP will be here in the next 10 years, and he said it will still be in the top 10. So use your imagination in terms of market cap and especially price for the assets that survive and thrive. Crypto 2022, the new normal in finance. Remember, they were talking about the new normal, before the pandemic, of course. Discussing ODL growing across the board globally. NFTs going mainstream. Please remember, there's a $250 million creator fund building functionality in this whole community for non-fungible tokens. Regulators across the board stepping up, always keep an eye on this. And remember, besides the US, of course, for now, we have a variety of countries that have already determined XRP to not be a security. It is my big belief that XRP in the future will receive regulatory clarity, whether they call it some new version of classification of a utility token, a payment token, or really just a commodity or currency. It is not a security today. Even Ethereum, and I love ETH, it was sold as a security early on. And of course, they fixed some things, and now we even have the former CFTC chair go on the news and say that Ethereum, in his opinion, is a commodity. I want this for crypto. I want this for every crypto. I want clarity. So just like many of these officials, even the former CFTC chair is now on Ripple's board. Christopher Giancarlo, involved in the Digital Dollar Project, even said, yes, assets could be sold or be considered securities early on in their journey, but then they can actually transform and become a currency or a commodity. There's huge emphasis on multi-chain future. We saw the rise of all these layer ones. We saw the rise of Matic doing a 100x return of Polygon. And this is a layer 2 scaling solution. They're all finding their part or their piece of the pie to fix and make this ecosystem, just much more scalable, cheaper, and able to grow for the future. Emphasis on the 34 Fibonacci extension. We have Amazon and even Doge and a variety of assets I listed below that have all reached from the high to the low, a 34 extension. So if you simply had this retracement in the past, you looked at Amazon stock all the way back in, let's just say even 2008, you had this retracement drawn. You could at the very least see some of these impulse levels, playing a game of ping pong between the 3618 to the 2618, then again reaching the 8, then reaching almost the 21, and then of course topping out at the 34 thus far. We even have Dogecoin. Since the previous all-time high in 2018 to the low, where did it go? Candle bodies on the 34. Luna did this, Matic or Polygon, Chainlink, Gala, QNT is very close, Solana, even Ultra or UOS. Even AVAX, technically, if you consider this as the swing high, this wick to the low, where does it take us? Right to the 34, and AVAX is a beast. In other news, guys, I'm in Puerto Rico currently, and I'm just so happy there are no more mask mandates. There's no more vax passports or, COVID tests that you have to take before travel. So slowly but surely, I just want the world to go back to pre-pandemic times when things were simpler. Now, Anders L. seems like the executive order on digital assets that we just saw recently will be a very good thing for crypto in the United States, except I do believe it will not be good as for proof of work consensus mechanisms, of course. XRP, XLM, Algo, HBAR, Casper, DAG, Polkadot, a lot of these ecosystems are going to be running laps in the future in terms of energy consumption. Proof of work does not work long term. It incentivizes a lot of these miners, and then eventually you have the same issue that you started with, and it becomes more centralized. There's more control. There's double spending hacks. We even saw Ethereum Classic get hacked and have a double spend, and that's actually when I was like, ooh, I'm not going to touch ETC. After the hack, I mean, later on, of course, ETC rockets hundreds of percent. It's just crazy in this space. But just focusing on, for the financial system, the climate. And the big focus on green blockchains or even carbon negative blockchains like Algorand, reducing negative climate impacts. And back to XRP, I would like you guys to show me an asset that has been sued or is being sued by the SEC, has been delisted by dozens of exchanges, meaning tons of market makers aren't even providing liquidity for it. It was classified back in 2015 by FinCEN and the Department of Justice as a virtual currency. We have people and board members that are on Ripple that are next level caliber, such as Craig Phillips, Rosie Rios. Huge heavy hitters. And of course, many countries like Japan, Switzerland, UK, and even more have classified XRP to not be a security, and it's still in the top 10. I don't know many other assets that are sitting in this structure, and long term, I couldn't be more bullish. We have all this NFT funding across the board. Crypto Unicorns closes a $26 million token sale ahead of this NFT game launch. The popular Polygon-based NFT collection will introduce its first play-to-earn game later this year. Many top executives are moving over to Polygon. I even saw a gentleman leaving a huge executive role at YouTube to come work on Polygon. We also have Ukraine's Zelensky signs virtual asset bill into law, legalizing crypto assets. And they also received $100 million in crypto donations. Now, speaking of LimeWire in the last video, talking about them creating an NFT marketplace. If you guys ever used to download music illegally, of course, you know LimeWire and FrostWire. Guess who they partnered with? Algorand is our official blockchain partner. Why Algo? Well, as I already referenced in the beginning of this video, carbon negative since 2021, Algorand is scalable, fast, and secure, which makes it perfect for non-fungible tokens. Consequently, we'll be able to offer free NFT minting. How cool is that? And also, pay attention out to the Middle East as well. We have Binance wins its first crypto license in Bahrain and Dubai. Remember that Ripple does have their regional headquarters right in Dubai. And they announced this days before the SEC lawsuit, and it's almost like they knew. We have King Solomon and Crypto Eddie sharing this document by Morningstar, and what do we have? XRP named right in the document. And shared by Kenji Quest, we can see owners of $100 plus of the stock will be given 2,500 yen, approximately $20 worth of XRP as a benefit to each owner who meets the conditions. Crypto companies with most open jobs, hundreds and hundreds of open jobs. Look at these exchanges. We even have Consensus, Ripple, Ledger, Celsius. Ripple has tons of open jobs, whether it's in Brazil, some of the BRICS nations, in a variety of huge cities. They're on full court press. They're not slowing down. This is shared by Matthew L.I.N.Y. Now, this is older, but this is to imagine how much further some of these huge companies are now today. This is a United States patent application that was filed by Walmart. Let's take a look. System and method for digital currency via blockchain. Now remember, Bank of America has some of the highest level of patents. They are a named RippleNet client as well. So if Walmart's been doing this for years, where do you think they are today? And then, of course, Matthew highlighting MoneyGram and Walmart, of course, and their connections. And Walmart is also ranked as India's top retailer. Interesting. Now remember, Dr. Rajan, he was the former governor of the entire Bank of India, which is one of the largest countries in the world, a BRICS nation. He's spoken at Ripple Swell, and he's talked about central bank digital currencies, interoperability with other ledgers. Why would he speak at Ripple's event if he didn't believe in it? In other news, I'm still waiting for Binance to list Casper. Keep in mind this was shared a while back, and we can see right here, Binance.com, Casper 3S, USDT. So we're talking about, 3x leverages, shorting, and longs. This was dated in 2021 on the XML sitemap, so full credit to Crypto Kindy. And just another daily reminder, there are $10 to $15 trillion in global small medium enterprise cross-border payment flows, and this is only one of many industries Ripple and XRP and the XRP ledger are going after. 10 to 15 trill in just SME cross-border payment flows. Now, revenue opportunity, of course, is well over 100 billion in the largest emerging market corridors. And then go back to the World Economic Forum's documents. What did they say about tokenization in the future? Well, even back in May, we had the World Economic Forum, the leader of the 1% of Sustainable Development Goals, monetary policy. They have backed XRP, XLM. I've seen things with Algo. I've seen things with a variety of well-versed, legitimate assets. And keep in mind, on their crypto council sits Uniswap, Visa, Ripple, Stellar, a lot of big power players. And they even said, The World Economic Forum, blockchain could disrupt the $867 trillion in traditional markets. And I also wanted to reference this number, 10% of the world's or total GDP to be stored on blockchain by 2027, 5 years away. Now, this is a huge claim made by the World Economic Forum. We can see the survey report right here, and this was dated back years ago. And they even have tipping points expected to occur by 2025. 10% of people wearing clothes connected to the internet, 90% of people having unlimited and free storage. 1 trillion sensors connected to the internet. So way beyond payments, guys. Let's talk about Internet of Things and what that could mean for drones or AVs and automated vehicles, for logistics, for supply chain tracking. It gets crazy. Even 10% of reading glasses connected to the internet. That probably sounded nuts in 2015. And now with the rise of VR and the metaverse, it's seeming more probable. It's not if, it's just when. 80% of people with the digital presence on the internet. I can see that. 3D printing, of course. 5% of consumer products printed in 3D. 90% of the population using smartphones, absolutely. And let's be real, we technically already live in a virtual reality. I know everybody says this. If you're on your phone or on the PC even a couple hours a day, watching videos, watching on social media, or playing games, you're living in a virtual landscape. Your conscious point of focus is in virtual reality. This is just a really cool report. And then 10% of global gross domestic products stored on blockchain on page 57. Remember, this is years ago even talking. The total worth of Bitcoin in the blockchain is around $20 billion. Now, remember, Bitcoin reached as high as a $1 trillion market cap. 1 trillion versus 20 billion. And that was only about 0.025% of global GDP, around 80 trillion at that time. Now, global GDP is significantly higher. The equities market, global stock market, surpassed $100 trillion by a long shot. Last time I checked, about 119 trillion. Crypto is at 1.9 trillion, a fraction of that value. And remember, this is the actual foundation of the future internet for Web 3.0, so that it's decentralized, immutable, trusted, or I should say trustless because it doesn't require trust. Crazy, right? Also love this by Credible Crypto. Lots of FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt from some in the space about projects that they themselves have not done any minimal research on simply because price is down at the moment. Like talking trash about Bitcoin anytime it was down 80% plus from the highs at $2, $150, or $3K. Always do your own research and understand your investments. We also have Coinbase enabling users to fund wallets from the Chrome browser extension. And friendly reminder, for the growth in this market, Coinbase held $137 billion in crypto for institutions last year versus $45 billion that was in 2020. Again, this is a 204% year-over-year increase. And I'm sure you guys saw this for Hedera and HBAR. So Hedera, eco-friendly. Transactions are a fraction of a penny. And keep in mind, HBAR staking is on the way. So we have this group, Stater Hedera. Now, of course, please do your own research and look into this before you put any money or stake your HBAR when it does in fact come. Now, of course, emphasizing the issue of blockchain using proof of work. HBAR absolutely levels ahead in my opinion. Gas fees on Ethereum are high, yes we know. Now some people are concerned about Hedera because it starts off centralized. Guys, this is the first enterprise DAO of some of the biggest companies. It is in their best interest long term for the network to be extremely, extremely valuable. I'm seeing a lot of FUD in this ecosystem with people that have never held an asset for several years. So Hedera has also launched the Sustainable Impact Fund, SIF. This means the ecosystem will have high throughput, stable governance, and low fees. And staking solutions are on the way for HBAR holders. Now, depending on the APY, I'm probably going to be staking some long-term HBAR as well. It will make more sense to earn passive income rather than just keep your HBAR tokens idle, sitting there doing nothing, not even earning yield. A high stake percentage indicates strong belief in the ecosystem. So if you see a high percentage of TVL, also known as total value locked, in Hedera's ecosystem, meaning that 30% or 50% of all HBAR tokens in existence are being staked and locked up. That is actually showing strong belief in the future ecosystem. And that's also why I love Casper, because they are staking and locking up a huge portion for the future. I've done my own research. I'm not worried about its long-term performance. And a higher TVL, or total value locked, helps Hedera gain exposure outside of just the Hedera ecosystem. We want to create bridges. We want to bring attention and liquidity from other networks and cryptos by attracting diverse users. Higher staking means higher user participation in the network, okay? And this also encourages developers to build innovative products in the ecosystem. As a result, the system thrives. To make this reality, HBAR Foundation, they recently announced a partnership with this group, Stater Labs. You can follow them at Stater_HBAR on Twitter. So Stater's building key staking smart contract infrastructure. Stater's goal to expand proof-of-stake networks to billion users resonates with Hedera's focus on fast, secure, and energy-efficient transactions. So staking the HBAR token is not too far away. And you guys can learn more here, shared by Stater. Also at Crypto Eddie, sharing this by Ashish Birla, Ripple General Manager. In quotes, we are close to having global coverage with on-demand liquidity. Global. And this is a funny inflation picture I had to share. These new $1 bills are pretty awesome. That's definitely how it feels. I also want to shout out Esoteric XRP for always sharing some great information. We can see with the real-time payment service, or RTP, and a Ripple partner, the clearinghouse is blockchain-based. It reminds me of when Ripple joined the Notch Alliance in 2014, and very few people know this. And as we can see, Ripple's part of the payment stack, where we were before with Bank of America, this whole payment stack of apps on the top, and then settlement infrastructure at the bottom. Wink, wink, the XRP ledger. Now remember, Notcha, founded in 1974, over 11,000 financial institutions oversees this automated clearinghouse, the electronic network that is the backbone of the United States payments. Ripple joined the Notch Alliance in the past. Remember, Bank of America, RippleNet partner for years, also neighboring offices with Ripple, so shocker. And we can see this is the payment stack. So applications, the banking layer, governance and different standards, messaging formats, message routing, and settlements. Remember, XRP or a digital asset or digital dollar that's used for settlement will be at the foundation of this layer. Now, speaking of the clearinghouse, let's go to RTP. So this is the clearinghouse.org RTP. Let's go to About. And as we scroll down, we can see some of the participants, such as RippleNet partner Bank of America, BNY, RippleNet partner. Remember, this is the guy, retired vice chairman, working with David Schwartz and Arthur Brito, the founders of the XRP ledger for standard custody and PolySign. And some people will still say that means nothing. To me, that means something. HSBC, MUFG, another Ripple partner, PNC Bank, one of the first to join RippleNet. Even Wells Fargo, of course, they are working on payments with Swift. Who do you think they're working with? Well, they're working on this website with the clearinghouse. And remember that there are tons of Ripple partners here as well. And Ripple's also partnered with the clearinghouse. Now let's go to tech providers. RippleNet, ACI, RippleNet, CGI, RippleNet, Finastra, RippleNet. That really just gets us to plug in globally. So I wonder if Finastra, CGI, and ACI actually have a role to play in connecting and making RippleNet, or ODL I should say, which leverages XRP, globally available. FIS as well. Volante. And of course, with a simple Google search, you can type in Volante Ripple, you can type in Finastra Ripple, CGI Ripple in their actual intelligent gateway, or ACI Worldwide and Ripple, and you're going to find some very interesting documents I have uploaded on my channel. That one of the ACI Worldwide, the gentleman that leads RTP for this group that sends 14 trill a day, saying that yes, Ripple will be side-by-side settlement options of Swift in the years ahead. And where was that speech given? In the UAE. Guys, that is enough out of me. I hope you enjoyed this one. Remember that all links can be found in the YouTube video description, and I'll catch you in the next video.